I did grow up in Cincinnati. I love Ohio. I have moved to Michigan for the last 5 years. And
think about it every night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
All right, Saturday post shows. So much fun. We did 2 shows a night. First show was great. Second show was fun, a little looser. Both were slightly smaller crowds than last night, which was okay. Nobody's mad. I'm not mad. I'm not bummed out. It was fine. It was fine. I did recreate the Ohio State stuff where I talked shit about Ohio State. Rudick thought that was so funny, so I thought I would try to do a better version of it. Tonight, it was actually pretty easy to recreate it because all I said was Michigan and I got a big negative reaction and they fell right in my trap.
I did grow up in Cincinnati. I love Ohio. I have moved to Michigan for the last 5 years. And you can get fucked. This is why Ohio State is the worst fan base in the country. This was a joke about how Michigan sucks, and you couldn't even let me get to that part. Only people stupid enough that it takes 2 of them to spell a 4-letter word. OH, what's the other 2? Oh, you got it? It's IO? I actually used to do an Ohio State-Michigan roast show, and I had to learn about Ohio State, and I learned some cool stuff. In 2006, you played Navy, and they had to make an announcement over the shoe that said, "Hey, Ohio State fans, please stop booing the United States Navy." Real class acts, you guys are.
Late show was also fun, and then we completely forgot about this until halfway through the first show, but Andrew and I were booked on a show across town run by a group of guys called Secret Society, which was super fun. I did one of their shows in the past. Unlike any other show I've ever done, it was not like tonight. They had us send a specific clip to them, and then they gave that clip to a professional chef. That chef built a course inspired by your joke. It was a 7-course meal for Valentine's Day last year, and the comic would go up, do their 10 minutes with that joke in it. Then the professional chef would come up and say, "This is the joke we used, and this is the dish we prepared," and then they would explain it, and then they would hand it out. Everyone would eat it, and then the host would come back out, introduce the next comic, do it all over again. And it was so much fun. I forget what my dish was. People loved it though. I think it was a play on like an ice cream cake, but I'm pretty sure there was a root beer mousse. It was really good. This show was not that. It was quite different. It was actually in an apartment. I've done apartment shows before. They're fun. This one was really weird in that it was above a bowling alley on one side and a bar on the other side. It's crazy. So we walk in to this place and it's like a T intersection. Like you go to the left, you go to a bowling alley, you go to the right, you go to this bar, and then we had to walk around the bar, and then there's stairs that lead up to this apartment. It's packed. There's 7 comics on the show doing 10 minutes each. Their AC broke. By the time I got on stage, it was probably at least 89 degrees with 100% humidity, so humid. Everyone was miserable, but that also kind of made for good comedy. Like people were so delirious from how hot it was that they were just laughing at a lot of stuff.
If it was World War II, I think Anne Frank would be like, "I'm gonna take my chance with the Nazis." It's really fucking hot.
It was pretty fun. While we were there, I got a text from Sam, the manager of Hilarities, that I had left my camera charging cord at the club. And he was like, "I'll stick around and give it to you if you just want to come back after the show." So I came back. Andrew parked his car and I ended up going to bed. I walked in and typical Sam, he poured me a drink. And he goes, "You know, Steve Trevino and the guys are hanging out." So I ended up hanging out with them for an hour and a half. and then they left, and then we were just talking bullshit, and then it was just me and Sam for Jesus, almost 2 hours after that, just doing what Sam and I love to do, which is talk comedy the whole time, talk about people we like, people we don't like, people we respect but have bad experiences with, people who are overblown, people who are booked and they're disappointing, people who are booked you're thinking they're going to be bad but they're actually very good. And what I like about it is a lot of comics and people in the comedy world tend to almost always go towards the negative, and Sam and I, more than not, are very positive. Like we're rooting for somebody. Sometimes we have a bad experience and we will talk about that. We don't shy away from it, but the majority of what we talk about is very positive. And that's rare in comedy. People get jaded for sure, but also a big part of comedy is analyzing everything around you all the time for materials, for whatever. And it's hard not to turn that either inward or directed at somebody. It's not atypical for someone to be bitter at somebody for an opportunity that they think they deserve, and without seeing the fact that they get a lot of opportunities that that person doesn't get. It was so much fun hanging out with Sam. I got back here at 4:30, which was not ideal. It is now 5:01. Had a couple of phone issues, a couple of camera issues, and I'm finally able to record all of this. Tomorrow, I wanted to get up at 10 a.m., hit the road, get there around 2-3 Cincinnati, hang out with my brother all day, do the show, and then I have to drive back home so that I can watch the kids on Monday. Because the show tomorrow is in flux, I'm a little worried. I think we're still gonna have a show. I'm pretty positive we'll have a show regardless, but there is a slight chance that I will drive 4 hours out of the way, get to Cincinnati, have the show get canceled, and have to drive to Detroit, which would be absolutely shitty as hell. But really hoping that doesn't happen. Either way, I do have to go home after the show's tomorrow, which means that tomorrow is going to be a very, very long day. So now I think the plan is to leave around noon. I'm going to try to get 6 hours of sleep, get up, put all my shit in my bag as fast as I can and hit the road, and then do the show and then hit the road back home. Maybe somehow I'll take a nap tomorrow. That would be fucking amazing, but I don't know how it's gonna happen. We'll see. This has been so fun thus far. I really hope that I get to do a show tomorrow. I am so tired. I am going to bed. My eyes are crossed. They're so sleepy. I'm very sleepy. But I love you. All right, Sunday day. Got a late start. It's 11:30 now. I was gonna hit the road at 10, head down to Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and I woke up to a message that the show tonight is canceled because of low ticket sales, which sucks. I was really looking forward to it, and it's $400 I just lost out of the week we pay rent. Luckily, we are a little ahead, but this will exhaust everything we had. We're back to zero after we pay rent. Last week and this week, I was really hoping to get ahead. The shows at Hilarities and the Commonwealth both had the opportunity to be a door deal if we sold, so I really tried to promote. I bought ads on TikTok and Instagram to help promote these shows. Gave out a bunch of free tickets at Hilarities. Still got paid a great amount of money to do the shows, but did not get the bonus, and my show today got canceled because couldn't sell tickets. I mean, this is textbook why I'm doing this and why it's so frustrating to be a comedian now. When I started comedy, it was the comedy club's job to promote the shows, to get the crowd in, and then you were just there to perform and do well. Then Dane Cook got on MySpace, blew up,
He was doing arenas in 2004, 2005, which no other comic was really doing at that time. After that, the comedy industry decided, oh, it's not our job to promote. Now the comedians do it. And that's something that sucks about comedy, is that it's so fun, it's a blast. But because it's so fun, anytime a comedian concedes a little bit, that gets taken away forever and it's never coming back. Anytime a club says, I'm gonna have to pay you a little less just to get you in, is that okay? You say yes. The club thinks, oh, now we can pay comics less, so let's do that. Let's save some money there. And then it never goes back. That's why pay in the comedy industry hasn't gone up since the 1980s. That's why there's no union. There will never be a union in comedy, because any comedy club would just book some comic who's really hungry and would go against every other comedian to get the week. So now it is our jobs as comics to build a social media following, become big, and then you get to work the clubs. So we have to be not only a comedian, but we have to be writer, editor, producer of our own content, our own agent, our own tour manager, our own promoter. That's really fucking hard. You have to invest so much time. Some of us don't have it. I got 2 kids, 4 and 2 years old. That's very time consuming. Heading home today instead of going to Cincinnati. But it was a great week. Still made enough money to pay rent, which thank fucking God. Got a Hilarities shirt, got a swag bag from doing their 40th year. Got to finally work a week at this club, which I've been dying to do for a decade, actually, I think. I think the first time I did this was 2015, 2016. Got to hang out with Sam last night. We hung out until 5 o'clock in the morning. Love Sam. And we kind of talked a lot of this stuff. There's really, really, really good comics that can't get a crowd. And there are TikTok celebrities and people who aren't necessarily the best at stand-up or entertaining a crowd, a live crowd for an hour, but will sell out the room any day of the week. I'm just trying to get some traction somewhere in the middle and hopefully catch on. Is this a whiny bitch thing to do, to make this web series about this? I really don't know. I wonder what other more established comics think of this, because I don't know, I'm just trying to have a social media presence, and since I started this, I've had 1,000 times more social media presence than I had. Gotten a bunch of followers, I've had a lot of fun. Do this, Justin, I talk to multiple times a week, every week. He's become a good friend of mine. I talk to him more than I talk to most people I know. I'm liking it, I'm having fun. I like having little gadgets and figuring out all this electronic stuff, and that made me sound like such a grandpa. You figured out all these electronics? What you got, your emails? That's where I'm at. I'm gonna go home, and this is kind of it for a long run. I'm off next week. I'm doing Ann Arbor Showcase the week after that, which I'm excited about, headlining again. But I don't really have anything on the books until Thanksgiving, and it is July, so I'm really nervous. I've done most of the clubs I do this year already. So I gotta figure something out. I don't know what the fall's gonna look like, but at the moment it's bone dry. Aside from those 2, I have nothing. So I gotta figure that out. I don't even know what this is gonna be if I'm not performing on the road. This is just me sitting at home taking shits, probably. Yeah. I'm kind of down today. I just lost a lot of money. I was gonna go see my brother I haven't seen in 7 months and hang out and have fun, and now I gotta go home. Our water heater's broke. Definitely don't have the money to fix that now that this week's canceled. Don't know what the fuck is going on, or who I am, or how we're gonna get through this. I think I have diarrhea. I think I gotta shit again. I want to get a workout in. Then I hit the road. And yeah.
Well, it's not like we don't try. It's worth it every single night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left my...
I don't know. Okay, I'll see you.